Okay, let's go ahead and get into the easy lifting of creating your website. Remember what I say, you don't have to be a superhero to build a super website. You just need the right resources to get it done. I'm going to say that 1,000 times over because I really need for you all to understand that. I need for you to get that. I need you to know that you can do this. Only thing you need is the right training, and you can build a phenomenal looking website. So before we dive into the easy lifting of this, I want to get you familiarized with some of the elements inside of the builder so that as I'm talking and going through, you're not confused in the conversation and it makes it easier for you to understand. So the first thing we're going to do is that we're going to head on over to the left hand side and we're going to see our navigation over here, our menu bar, right here on the left hand side, right up under our superheroes. The first tab we have, or the first item we have, is the content block. Now we're going to be utilizing these. So the content blocks just shows all the blocks that are available from banners, contents, headers, objects, call to actions, features, columns. All of those are underneath the content blocks. Then we have our design tab where we can build out our universal colors. We can do, we can look at the fonts we want to use. Under more settings, it just shows how we want to set up our menu navigation, so forth and so on. Our menu designer, we can come up with a menu designer. And then from there, let's go back to it for a minute. We have our web design, right? Our web design where our templates are. We have that there. And then, of course, we have inside of here, let's go back because I want you to see it. Let's go back to the design tab because I want you to see the website colors. So I don't know if I covered that already or not, but if I didn't, here are our universal web colors. And when we use the universal web colors, it'll change all the colors that are inside of the website. So this is the basic foundation. Then we have our settings tab, where under settings tag, we can manage our logo, our page structure, our subpages, SEO, our website configuration from general settings to manage access. We're going to go through all this stuff in some advanced training, but I want you to know what's here. Then we have our apps tab. Now, the apps tab shows all the available additional features that are inside of the builder, plus some third party applications that we integrate with. So that's here. And then we have in here our files. So we have our files inside of here where we can upload files, or we can get free stock photos, or we can purchase some professional ones. Again, our help tab. And then at the base bottom of this, we have our three dot navigation where we can turn it from live to draft. We can then choose preview to preview what it is that we want to do. We see with our website, so we get to preview. And if we click on the three dots here, it shows us the mobile. Then it shows us the tablet, and then of course the desktop. Next, we have the undo feature. In case we do something wrong, we can undo. And then we have over here our log out for the website administration mode, and then to hide the navigation bar that's at the bottom. So this is the basic foundation, and I'm going to be utilizing some of this as we start building out. Now, the beautiful part about building inside the builder is that no matter what template you choose, you can always customize a template. And I like to customize the template as we build it. So what I'm going to do first here is that I'm going to go and I'm going to build out the header. We're going to build out the header. So I'm going to hover over the content block and I'm going to hit the plus sign. I'm going to hit the plus sign. So every time you go into a content block, you will see a blue line at the top and a blue line at the bottom. And you simply click on it. And then what it's going to do is bring up your content blocks. But I'm going to design inside of the design a content block because that gives me a little bit more fluidity and I can control the design a little bit more. So let's click on the design a content block. So let's click on it. And then in here, we're going to make some changes to building out a header. So we have a header title. I want to add a subtitle in here. I also want to add list, right? A bulleted list. And then over on where the picture is, I'm going to put a separator to even it all out. And all this is going to make sense in a second. And now what I'm going to do is hit apply changes. So now we have our header tab laid out. Now what I want to do is I'm going to delete the one that's existing there. So I'm going to delete that one out because I want to design in the one I just created. Okay, so now we have this designed out. Let me move this down a little bit. So let's go ahead and design it out. So let's say we're going to build a business and we're going to call this business John's. We're going to make up something John's professional. Let's do cleaning services, right? Let's do that, cleaning services. Okay. Now, what we want to do is take this H2 title and we want to turn it to an H1, which H1 header title. So we're going to go to where it says H2 and we're going to keep clicking until it comes to H1. So let's click on it until it gets to H2. It's going to go all the way up to H6. Then it's going to come back to H1. So what we're going to do now is click on the arrow that's on the nav bar here, and we're going to increase the font size. So I'm going to click on it. Then I'm going to increase it 1, 2, 3, 4. That's perfect. That's what I'm looking for. So we're going to hit the check mark to save our changes. And then we're going to go to the subtitle and we're going to put a subtitle in here. And I'm going to say your number one local, let's say local cleaning service. Cleaning company. Let's say cleaning company. And now we're going to need to add a, let's hit the check mark to save the changes. We're going to need to add a content blurb, an intro blurb, and we're going to add some bullet points. Now, we're going to use 2 additional resources to build out our website, to build out our header. So we're going to use ChatGPT, we're going to use a little bit AI, and then we're going to use Canva if we need to. We're going to use them both. We're going to use Canva for some of our graphic design work. So let's now go and build out our content blurb here for our header. So I'm going to go with ChatGPT, and what I'm going to do is ask ChatGPT to build me out a content blurb. So I'm going to say, create a header content blurb for John's professional cleaning services. So let's see what it comes up with. Let's hit go and let's see what it gives me. There we go. Welcome to John's Professional Cleaning Services. And all I'm going to do is copy this and paste it. Okay. Let's go ahead and copy that and paste it. So I'm going to double click where the paragraph is. We're going to do a select all, which is going to be Control A or a Command A if you're on a Mac. Then I'm going to do a Control V and I'm going to paste it in there. Then I'm going to hit the check mark to save the changes. The next thing I want to do is add our supporting details. So let's go back to ChatGPT and say, I'm going to say add 3 bullet points to support the opening blurb, and make the bullet points 1 sentence only. And let's see what it gives us. I spelled only wrong, but it'll get it. So we got expert team, customized packages, satisfaction guarantee. So I'm going to copy all of this. I'm going to copy it. And then I'm going to double click in where my bullet items are. I'm going to say Control A and I'm going to hit Control V to paste it. And now I have all of my header block information in. So now let's add a picture. So I'm going to hit click to edit for the pictures. We're going to hover over to the picture and I'm going to hit click to edit. So we're going to go look for a picture for it. So we're going to click on the picture icon and we're going to go to the free stock photos and I'm going to look for house cleaning and we're going to wait for that to load. Let's do house cleaning. Let's do that, or perfect. And then I'm going to choose this image here, this second one in. Let's choose this. Now we have our image. And let's take this image and add a frame around it. So where's this image filter? We're going to hit the drop down. And we're going to add a frame to it, to our image. And we're going to hit save changes. So now we've created a header, but we want to kind of make this a little bit more prettier. So what I'm going to do is we're going to add a little jazziness to it. So what I'm going to do is head up to the top where the gear icon is inside the content block. So let's select the gear icon. And from there, what we're going to do is go down to the block decoration divider. Block decoration divider, we're going to select it. And we're going to go to the header divider. And then we're going to go to the line. We're going to make this 25%. And then we're going to turn it to gold. We're going to make it a gold color. And then we're going to hit save changes. So now we add a little jazziness to it. But I want to make it even more jazzier. So I'm going to turn this background to black. But before I do that, what I need to do is make all of my content white. So let me go in and change all the content to white. So let's click into the John's Professional Services. Let's double click inside of it. We're going to select all with Control A. We're going to hit the text color tool and we're going to turn it to white. And then we're going to hit the check mark for save. And then we're going to do the same thing for the rest of our content. So now I'm going to go to your #1 cleaning service, which is our subtitle. We're going to select it. We're going to make that white as well. And we're going to hit the check mark. Then let's do the same thing for our blurb, our intro blurb. The paintbrush, turn it to white. Save. And then for our bullet items, let's do the same thing. And now everything is turned white. All of our content is white. Hit the check mark. And now what we're going to do is go in and we're going to turn this background to black. So we're going to click on the gear on the content block again. Then when that opens up, we're going to go to the block background. The block background, and we're going to click on the gear, right? Or no, let's go to the color. Let's click on color, and we're going to change it to black. And let's hit save changes. And now look at beautiful our header is. So now we've just created the header for our website. Then in the next training, we're going to create our services section. I'm going to show you how to create a services section. But now you know how to create a header for your website, and it looks absolutely beautiful. So this is how you create a header for your website. So stay tuned for the next training.